My Instagram feed has a lot of blue and a lot of buildings and a lot of minimalism. And sometimes there are people, like lately I've been putting people, but mainly it's just the stuff that I feel like putting on Instagram.
My Instagram feed is basically focused on my travels, and before it was more of me taking photos for recognition.
I sound mayabang, but despite the number of followers I have, I don't feel pressured to like post whatever I want. So I just put.
I take photos with people because I really would like to put important people, important moments, and memories in my Instagram feed. So at least when I look back, it's not something superficial. It's something that I would say, oh, this happened.
I barely showcase people, or it's mostly the place or like the environment. For me, it's more of the art form. It's more of a gallery for my work.
I don't put pictures of my face. It's very, very long. So yeah, it's mostly my travels, things that everyday like nuances that I like. To be honest, I don't think my Instagram feed says so much about who I am. Like, I don't put pictures in my Instagram feed for the sake of like, oh, I want this to, like, I want to keep up an image. Most of the pictures that I put on my Instagram feed, they're usually pictures that I find really like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I think my Instagram feed shows that I can be an aesthetically pleasing person. It adds a new flavor to my awkward funniness on YouTube, and shows that, hey, matino rin pala si Nate.
Mostly snapshots of my life. To be honest, I'm not as curated as most people. I choose what to post based on if it looks decent enough to be posted, but they're usually like things I'm proud of, like if I'm at events that we've organized or things like that. Or sometimes it's just something aesthetically pleasing. But what I really like to do more than post the photos is I really think about the captions in them, because I do spoken word. So if y'all check my profile, you go and see sakto lang pictures, but a lot of words, a lot of lengthy captions about life.
I think I've been using Instagram since I was high school.
I started using Instagram towards the latter end of high school.
I think I started using it about 2010 when it started to get uso pa lang.
I only started using Instagram noong 2014. So that was after I graduated high school. So prior to that, I actually hated Instagram.
I started using Instagram around 2009, and all the way until 2013, it was literally just updates of my life.
Back then, I do collages, and I even like my own photos.
The stuff I was doing at school, my notebooks, the food I was eating, and stuff as awkward as like mirror selfies.
Oh man, I remember talaga my first photo was me in like fairy wings or something like that, in a gown or some dress. It was super corny and it was over filtered and I didn't care about lighting or anything, so it was hella grainy.
And I didn't like people who would use Instagram, because back then in our school, like, people would use it for the, like, I felt that it was kind of like for image appearances only, and I didn't really like that at all. Like, my peers would always use Instagram and like, oh, post pictures of themselves, blah 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 blah. And I always thought that Instagram had this like selfish motive, in the sense that people would only use it just for them to look good.
Back at that time, we didn't really care. I didn't care because there wasn't that big of an audience. Like now, people have thousands of followers, whereas back then they had hundreds, or usually like tens lang.
I came across one of my friends who started putting white borders on the top and bottom of his Instagram pictures. And I was super inspired by that because his feed was super aesthetic.
I just got into the point where I wanted to take pictures of things people would, miss out on a regular basis. I tried to make it interesting.
I want to be the type of girl who posts every like 2 weeks or a week, and for a while I was. For like 2 weeks I was.
I had to make it a point that I had to post something often, but now I don't really have a specific time.
I'm also a business marketing student, so I'm specific on when I post it. So that's the most unique thing about my habitual posting. I will only post on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Sundays, mostly Sundays, at exactly 12 o'clock or 6 to 8 o'clock p.m.
I want to be on Instagram at least once a day. I do not use stories. I might soon because of brand tie-ups. Because for YouTube, like they kind of want, brands that want to use me, want to use my stories.
I post when I feel like it. That's why I actually took a hiatus for a year because I didn't really feel like posting anything for a year, and I was like, I really got fed up with social media just for a bit.
I don't really like, for example, I have to post once a week or once a month. Like that's not really the case with me. Like it just really depends. Like sometimes I post if I find, the need to post or if I want to post. But other times I just let it be.
I'm really mapili with what I post. So, and a lot of times I get lazy. A lot of times I forget na parang, oh my gosh, Instagram exists nga pala. Or like, Instagram exists and I'm supposed to post something. Because I'm usually just the scroller and the liker.
And, of course, if I look good,
People just use it as a tool to brag about where they go, where they've been, and how, these things.
I actually kept using Instagram because I saw its potential to impact people in the most convenient ways.
we can take a good photo just with our phone. We don't need to have a fancy camera to take a photo. And I really like how people can get creative and artistic when they take photos. And that's usually shown on Instagram.
So yeah, actually I like normally just go to Instagram, not to really post my own pictures, but to just check out like other pictures posted by other people. Sometimes even strangers, like because there's an option in Instagram where you can just check.
You're forced to be concise. You're forced to take a nice photo, to have a short caption. So Instagram forces you to really think about what you're posting, to care about what you're posting.
Using it as a gallery.
It looks like a gallery.
Because I like that it's an avenue for me to share like my own pictures. Like I don't really like posting in any other social media. Like for example, Facebook. I rarely post.
I want it to be a tool and as a medium to showcase my talent and my craft.
And Instagram's the only platform where I can showcase my photos, my nice ones, and people are gonna appreciate it in that way.
It forces like the best out of people. It forces the best out of me, and it's just so nice to see snapshots of people's life.
People use Instagram for so many things, and I don't think people should like jail it to like what's Instagram worthy for them.
For me, Instagram worthy is whatever you think should go on social media. What I think should go on my Instagram account personally are shots that are aesthetically pleasing, which is sort of objective but mostly subjective.
Something that's also equivalent to my taste. So I like things, simple, minimalist, classy. It's like it's showing the lifestyle of the person that I also would like to have as well.
Whatever my eye really likes, that's what I post on Instagram.
For me, Instagram-worthy pictures are those that really capture moments, and these moments are precisely Instagram-worthy because it's important to people and it matters to them.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'd come off as snobbish if I say it's such a shallow term when you say it's Instagram worthy. Because Instagram worthy is just, oh, this is Instagram worthy because I can show it off. I want to show it off, and it's not just because there's the art behind it.
What I consider Instagram worthy for myself and for the world, I guess, also is something that is genuine, something for a cause, something that's not just put out there for wala lang or to please people, but something that you really want to share.
I just deleted my Twitter and Snapchat accounts, and I still kept my Instagram. I had a hard time trying to let go of it, and I don't think I will.
Instagram is really like the only platform where I can really share my pictures and those photos that I really, really like.
Twitter it's limited in terms of it has 140 characters, but you can still post whatever you want, and no one treats your Twitter feed the way they treat your Instagram feed.
Because Twitter, for me, it's like it's kind of toxic. People rant there.
The same with Facebook. There's so many posts every day. People just repost and share. They don't really care na. But Instagram, it really forces you to curate, to think about what you post and to make sure it looks aesthetic as possible. Because that one post it makes like a hell of a difference.
I no longer find value in Snapchat because Instagram can also do the same.
I also started doing Instagram Live as a YouTuber, and I do it often to connect with my fans, and my viewers like to comment a lot of stuff and ask me questions on there, and I get to respond. It's a way for me to increase engagement with them and develop my relationship with them.
I like Instagram better because you get to post higher resolution photos than in Facebook.
It shows the life of the person like in snippets.
Instagram has affected my life because it's given me a medium to reach out to people in a way that I'm most comfortable with and to absorb other people's lives in a way that I like.
I just browse Instagram when I feel like it, but when I don't really use it. So it's more of a thing, and I basically don't really check Instagram that much anymore as I used to.
Like, so I know some people shoot to Instagram. Like, they shoot because they want to post pictures on Instagram, but that's not me. Like, it's more of, for example, if I'm out with my friends and I see a moment, something that I really like, then I take out my camera and I shoot it.
You have to take a good photo. When you go to a good place, you take a photo. Before you eat, you take a photo of it. And when you look at it from the third person point of view, it looks funny.
Most of the pictures I have on my Instagram don't really reflect my daily life at all. Like, they reflect more of the things that I like, the other extraordinary things I do. Like,
In some ways, it becomes mechanical because, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to this really nice place. I have to take a photo.
Yeah, it does feel like a chore sometimes, and it affects my daily life in that way where I feel like it steals time from me. But then the other thing is, it really does help me gather inspiration for my feed, for my eye, and even for my vlog.
Everyone says that they try not to make it revolve around their life revolve around Instagram. There are some that actually do this for a living.
People can find you on Instagram and legit give you jobs. They give people modeling jobs. So it eats up my time, but I get to know so much about the world. I get to know so much about photography, about coloring, about framing and stuff. So it's a time eater, but it's a productive time eater.
It makes me want to go out more and to experience many things. I try not only to take photos, but I also try to experience the place first before I take photos.
pictures that I find really like aesthetically pleasing.
So at least when I look back, it's not something superficial. It's something that
I can be an aesthetically pleasing person, and shows that, hey, matino rin pala si Nate.
Take pictures of things people would, miss out on a regular basis. I try to make it interesting.
Things I'm proud of, like if I'm at events that we've organized or things like that. Or sometimes it's just something aesthetically pleasing.
And of course, if I look good.
For image appearances only, and I didn't really like
Shots that are aesthetically pleasing, which is sort of objective, but mostly subjective.
To impact people in the most convenient ways.
A tool and as a medium to showcase my talent and my craft.
And I was super inspired by that because his feed was super aesthetic.
To think about what you post and to make sure it looks aesthetic as possible. Because that one post it makes like a hell of a difference.
I try not only to take photos, but I also try to experience the place first before I take photos.